Logic plus optimism equals riches. Now, in this video, what I'm going to be explaining is how logic and how optimism in the right way can be the vehicle to your success and be the reason why you're able to make an extreme amount of money early on in your life. Now, most people, when they're explaining subjects or topics, don't get too in depth, but on this channel, that is exactly what I like to do and go into a different way of looking at things that can actually help you apply them to your current life. So the first thing that we need to break down is, what do we look at logic as? What do we believe our logic to be? Everyone has a different logic. Some people's logic is wake up, go work a job, go, hang out with their friends on the weekend, so on and so forth. And their logic is that is an acceptable life path. That is an acceptable life to live. But for other people who have a different outlook on life, look at it as my only aspect or avenue that I can go down that makes sense logically is building an empire for me and my family, building an empire for my life, achieving a large amount of success early on, and doing all of these things that aren't easily obtainable. Outside of that, nothing else has purpose, nothing else matters. And the reason why I decided to get into a lot of logic today is because I've been studying a lot of different philosophers. I've been studying Napoleon, been studying Nietzsche, been studying all of these different people, and what I've realized is all of their philosophies, there's something that we can take from all of these different philosophers and apply them into business and apply them into ourselves, into our lives, to make us extremely competitive and give us that competitive advantage and edge that we look for and long for in order to succeed quicker in business. Now, if you think about it, 99% of people don't look into philosophy, don't look into all of these philosophical figures. That alone, they don't study them and figure out how they can apply them and intertwine them with themselves in their day-to-day life to then emulate them and create a new version of themselves that's far more powerful, far more intelligent, and has higher chances of becoming successful. Everything within logic and optimism all roots from what you believe that you can do. So if the logic that you have in the back of your mind is, I believe that apples can only be red, green apples are not real, then you're just simply going to believe that. What Nietzsche believes is that, and what he stated is that, for example, if someone is ugly but has a lot of money, they're always going to look at money as far superior to looks. While someone who has great looks but not a lot of money is always going to look at looks as far superior to money. And they're always going to have that bias towards what it is that they have. And these biases that we have, logically, if we think about it, always end up being the detriment or the reason why our business fails, we lose things in life, we lose people we don't want to lose, things end up going wrong, you end up in a bad situation, all of these different things. It's a combination of ego, it's a combination of the logic that you believe in, it's a combination of the past that you've had in your life. All of these different things accumulate into the logic that you believe in and the values that you stand by. That's just simply how it works. So how can we apply this to business? Now, for most people, a lot of people starting their own business, they don't come into the business world with a lot of money. I never came into the business world with a lot of money. They come into the business, they come into this whole entrepreneurial thing, and they say, okay, I want to make money on my own terms. If they start at a young age, they're not too pressured to make money quick and get rich fast. Maybe they feel the need to, but they don't necessarily need to. While there's other people that get into the game maybe in their 30s when they're tired of their 9 to 5, and it's much more risky to now get into the business. But the point that I'm trying to make is everyone is going to have a different outlook and a different logic onto how they take on business and how they take on the business world. So when I took on business, for example, I took on business because I wanted to make money quick. I needed to figure out a way to make money. I needed to figure out a way to build a life for myself because I knew that I did not want to live an average life, and I knew that I wasn't like everybody else. I knew that I didn't want to live the mundane, boring, day-to-day tasks that everyone else was living, and I knew that there had to be another way to live life on my own terms and do things that I want to do on a day-to-day basis. And you probably want the same if you're still watching this video. What we can take away is that everyone who started from the bare bottom, everyone who had no money, according to how Nietzsche thinks, is that money, we all want money, but everyone who starts out with no money looks at the people who started out with money and they think, oh, this is unfair. Oh, this is just a competitive advantage, luck given by God. How is it that they're able to have this and I didn't get any of it? How is it that they're able to succeed? Why is it that they're able to succeed right now and I'm not able to succeed? While on the contrary, the people who started off with investment capital from their family or investment capital that they had from a trust or whatever it is, they have maybe tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars that they have that they're able to use to start a business. And they look at everyone else who doesn't have money and is getting into the business field as, well, that's just on you. You just weren't at the caliber that I was on. You just aren't on the caliber that my family is on. You just aren't in that caliber of individual yet. There's so many different ways and different realities and different ways that people look at things. So what I want you to take away from this, and the reason why I'm telling you this, is that if you create your logic to be completely understood in a way that optimizes for your success and optimizes for your growth and acceleration in life in every aspect that is measurable, then you will achieve it. You will achieve the success that you desire. And how can we do this? Step one, analyze yourself. I always tell you guys, all the philosophers talk about this. You have to be able to analyze and measure yourself and see what it is that your strengths and weaknesses are, right? So how can we do this? First aspect, are you hardworking? Figure out how many hours you're working a day. Napoleon worked over 100 plus hours a week. That's like 16 hours a day. There's 24 hours in a day. And there's sleep too. While he was on carriages, going to war, going to battle, he used the carriages as his office space to do more work on the way to battle, on the way to conquer new, places. And you guys are saying, oh, I work 2 hours a day and then expect to get a Lamborghini and a Ferrari. It's a joke. So you have to understand, if you're able to execute things and if you're able to understand, maybe I'm not hardworking right now. I'm not working 16 hours a day right now. I'm telling you guys that. So what do I need to do? Up the output, put more in, or up the input, put more effort in, do more, take more action, realize it and change it. If you're able to realize it and go boom, change it as soon as humanly possible, then there's no way that you can't succeed. I know that if I do that, I'm just going to be pushing myself more and getting to a higher level, doing more numbers, improving more, feeling better, all of these different things. Now, you have to figure out what your competitive advantage is. Some people are extremely hardworking. That's why there's people who work all day and all night long at their job or at a, sales company or at this 9 to 5 building on an oil rig, all of these different things. But there's people who lap them that work 2 hours a day, 4 hours a day, and sit on the beach in Dubai all day, reading books and posting an Instagram story, making millions of dollars. And the reason why is because they have information that the other person does not have. You can have all of the hard work and effort and work 16 hours a day. But if you don't have the information of where to put that work, where to put that effort, then how do you expect to achieve the extraordinary things? It's not a one lane solves all. It's not like you just go past the first green light and then boom, there's all the riches. There's multiple different lights, there's multiple different ups and downs and things that you have to complete. But the main ones are, you have to be extremely hardworking, you have to be able to sacrifice, you have to be able to obtain information and knowledge and always be a student of the game. These are the main things. If you give something all of your effort, if you have as much information and you're the most educated as possible in that industry, and if you're willing to sacrifice anything in order to get there, meaning you don't do, the short-term temporary gratification of, oh, I'm gonna go party, oh, I'm gonna go to my hometown, flex that I made this much money, go hang out with the girls, go do this. That's how you get sidetracked, that's how you end up losing. If you're able to sacrifice all of the temporary pleasure for the long-term gratification and winning in the end, accumulating tens of millions of dollars, then you will be successful. And if every day you wake up and look at yourself and analyze, I'm not as smart as I could be in this industry, and I'm working in this industry every single day, 16 hours a day, but I'm not at my full capacity because this person knows something that I don't have. So I'm going to dedicate this many hours, X hours a day, to understanding what they understand, and that's why they're ahead of me. There's people who are ahead of me in content. There's people who are ahead of me in business. There's people who have more things than I have, and all I have to do is simply figure out a way to get there. The whole basis is, the reason why I started off with saying how Napoleon worked 16 hours a day is because if you're not willing to sacrifice and work an extreme amount every single day, and you don't want it extremely bad, then there's no reason to even do it. Because obtaining the information, doing all this stuff, like I said, you can have all the information but no work ethic and nothing will really happen. You'll just achieve average results. You can have all the work ethic but no information, and you'll achieve average results. But the people who have the work ethic and the people who have the ability to obtain information that is high level and valuable and can leverage them to get to the next level, those are the people who exceed extremely, because all they have to do now is continue to go at full force with the information they have that they know works. So this is, the main aspect of this video is understanding the tenets to follow, understanding what it is that you need to do and the mindset that you have to have. But as far as the optimistic personalities are always the personalities that become successful, because anyone who's pessimistic, except if you're a very, very rare percentage of the population where you're pessimistic, you don't believe in God, and you fully dedicate yourself to being a neutral person who has no identity, no substance, except making money and except doing all of these things, which you're a nihilistic person. That pretty much sums up who they are, as nihilistic personality. The backbone of these people doesn't rely on optimism. The people that rely on optimism, the people who have a mildly narcissistic personality, always become far more successful, and that's the higher percentile of people who actually obtain what it is that they want in life. If you have the personality where you only believe in you becoming successful, this is the additional part to this equation. Since this is a raw video, so like I was saying, the optimistic part is the additive part to this equation. First, you need the logic. First, you need to be able to understand all of these different philosophies and how you can apply them to create that version of yourself, create the habits, create the identity. The habits aren't wake up at 4 a.m., go on a run, do this. It's doing the work and understanding the information at a high level. And combining this with optimism, of having a vision where you only believe that you can succeed, and backing that up with the logic and tenets that you follow, there's nothing that can hold you back from achieving success unless you give up or quit. That's it. The only thing that can make you fail is if you give up. You're going to get knocked down. You have to be able to prepare for the worst. You have to prepare to lose everything. You have to prepare for things to go completely sideways. Everything goes wrong. You lose everything. You lose everyone. No one believes in you. You have nothing left. No one's there to support you. If you're willing to accept that before it even happens, and you're able to follow the logic and optimism, then there's no reason why you won't achieve success. You won't achieve riches. There's no reason why you won't achieve that. If you're able to accept all of these things, and I really want you to look into what I'm saying and rewatch this video. If you're able to do this, then you guys comment down below. Why would you not be able to achieve the success that you desire in life? And you have to be honest. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and be honest and tell yourself, I'm not giving all the effort that I could give. I'm not doing everything that I could. I don't know everything about this business. I don't have all of the connections or information that this person has, or that I could possibly have if I put in a few extra hours. This is how you have to look at life and take life seriously. Take life more serious, and life will give you more serious results. And you have to have high expectations for what it is that you want, because without that, don't expect anything to come to you. There's people, like I always tell you guys, there's people who extremely need this. They need this to work. Like me, they have no other option. They're all in. There's no plan B, and that's it. So they're going to make it work, or they're going to give their whole life trying to make it work. So I hope you guys took a lot of information from this video. I'm sick. Still recorded the video because why not? We have to do the work anyways, like I said. Implement. Take the action. Understand. Analyze. Believe in yourself. You're not going to believe in yourself if you're eating junk food, not going to the gym, not working on your business. You build belief. You build this whole entire mindset and logic and self-accumulation of respect and who you're going to become based off of the actions that you're taking every single day. Maybe you do need to wake up at 4 a.m. and maybe you do need to do that to be like, okay, I can do this. I can prove to myself that if I need to do this, and I think it's so hard to wake up at 4 in the morning. I think it's so hard to take a cold shower and get in the sauna. I think it's so hard to work out twice a day. Then do it and prove to yourself that if you put your mind to it, you can do it. Whatever you speak, you have to make into reality. And once you follow that law, this law will also help you get closer to your goals. So this is the last thing I'm going to leave you with for this video. Is from this moment on forward, for the rest of the year, for the rest of your life, everything you do has to be something that will improve your life, something that will help you increase your life, help you make yourself a better person, help you get to the next level, help you become more intelligent, help you become more knowledgeable, help you become a better person than you could have ever imagined yourself becoming, a better businessman, a better businesswoman, a smarter speaker, a more, intricate, having a more intricate understanding of things that you thought you couldn't understand. Dig deeper. Figure out, how can I get better at this? Be a person of depth. If you're not a person of depth, if you're not a person of substance, no one's gonna look at you like, oh, what has this guy got going on? How can I get with this guy's business? How can I understand what he's doing? You have to have substance. You have to have depth. You have to be someone who is extraordinary if you want extraordinary results. We all want the cars. We all want the life. We all want the houses. We all want the tens of millions, hundreds of millions, billions. We all want to be that guy. We all want to be known that we're on another level. When we walk in the room, whether you're a man or a woman, you want to know, okay, I'm the best in the room. I'm the one who made this work. I'm the one that made this happen. You're going to respect me. Just by looking at me, you're going to know that I did more than you. I sacrificed more than you. I went further than you. I gave up everything for this. So when you look at me, you can tell that I deserve it. That's what everyone wants. So get it for yourself.